So this is Greg Trautwein with Maritime Reporter TV. We're here in Oslo at the North Shipping 2019. We're very pleased to be joined by David Springett of the Viswa Group.
My title, I'm the Regional Sales Director responsible for Southern Europe, covering the broad range of Viswa services that we offer. These services are divided into 4 different verticals. The first one is the core business since 1991, which was the fuel quality testing, the lubricating oil testing. And this is where we provide the basic service to our customers, but as we're Viswa Group, we go beyond the basic.
You mentioned that the Viswa Group has 4 broad categories. Can you just kind of quickly run through those?
Yes, of course. The first category is the traditional business, and then we have the software business, which is looking after vessel efficiency management and e-logbooks, voyage management, etc., etc. And then we have a marine consultancy business where we're providing consultancy services such as the inventory of hazardous materials, which is going to be required for all ships trading into Europe next year. And also the abatement technology business, which is the fastest growing sector of Viswa, mainly scrubbers. Obviously, with the changeover of fuel to the 0.5%, a lot of ship owners are electing to burn distillate fuel, which is okay, but it's very expensive. A lot of other ship owners, and there's an increasing market for people who want to use exhaust gas scrubbers so that they can still burn high sulfur fuel, but wash the exhaust. Effectively, that's what's happening, to get that sulfur oxides and everything out of the exhaust gas so that the ships will comply with pollution regulations, which is a legal requirement with IMO. We won awards for the design of our scrubber, which, unlike nearly all of the scrubbers on the market, certainly we were the first to come, that it was a horizontal scrubber. It's modular. You don't need to take the funnel to pieces to install it. It sits on the deck outside. It's 2/3 the size. It's 2/3 the cost. It's easy to install, less dry dock time, and so on and so forth. It's a very elegant solution.
Can you just give me a kind of a by the numbers look at Viswa Group today?
I've been in the marine business since 1991. We are one of the largest providers of fuel testing and lube oil testing services to the industry. We're headquartered in Houston, Texas. We have a major office and research center also in Singapore. We also have offices in Fujairah in the Middle East, the United Kingdom. We have an administrative office in Belgium. We are shortly opening a laboratory in Shanghai. And in addition to that, we have VTIC services, which operates in Houston, but also up the Mississippi in Louisiana, which is providing services separate to and upstream of the traditional business.
Your inspection and testing business, what specifically does that entail?
The major part of the business is fuel quality testing, which is the bunker fuel as it's supplied to the ship. It's sampled and the samples are drawn and we test them. We also do bunker quantity surveys in conjunction with that. Lubricating oil testing, which is routine testing. The lubricating oil of a ship's engine is the blood. So effectively we're doing blood testing of the ship to find out what's wrong, what's going to go wrong. It's the trend that is the important thing with lubricating oil testing. And similarly, we sample the cylinder drain oil with 2-stroke marine diesels that need lubricating of the piston. And analysing that drain oil can tell you an awful lot about what's happening inside the engine itself.
So with the advent of IMO 2020, can you just give a generalization of how this has impacted your business to date?
All of those services will be impacted. The one thing is for sure that the fuel quality will not get better. We're looking at what blends are coming out into the market and what blends will continue to come into the market. And there are going to be quite a few different streams of quality, and we want to make sure that we are on top of that to provide our clients with the best possible advice on how to deal with that changing quality. And we have additional services such as gas chromatograph screening and so on and so forth. Once again, to show the ship owner what fuel he's actually got and give advice on how to deal with that. There will be problems with stability, there will be problems with compatibility, there will be problems we anticipate with chemical contamination, but also the lesser known ones such as viscosity. If the fuel viscosity is low, it doesn't need to be heated, and the engine room's pretty hot. Low viscosity is as bad as far too high viscosity. It's hard to deal with.
Okay. So in looking at the next phase of your business, you have a software division. Again, looking specifically at that, what does that entail for a ship owner?
We have our Voyage Energy Efficiency Management System, VEMS, which is a complete program that basically takes the engine logbook data, the deck log data, excuse me, and that goes into a system whereby we can optimize and advise the shipmaster and the chief engineer and the fleet manager on optimizing their voyage. Not only fuel optimization, but also trim optimization, which is very important. And these make comparatively small differences each time, but you add them together and you can make significant savings if the system is used to its full advantage.
I don't know many ship owners that don't like savings.
That's very true. But also we, as going further from that, to try and reduce human errors and make things more efficient, we have e-logbooks, which is the whole e-logbook system is the ship's logbook, the deck logbook, the oil record book, and the ballast treatment record book. They're all mandatory records that have to be kept, and if we keep those digitized and secure, we avoid errors as much as possible, because a lot of this information comes directly from sensors. And also we avoid somebody trying to change the figures to benefit.
Excellent. So another piece of your business, I understand, is the marine consultancy. Obviously, ship owners today are besieged by a raft of new regulations and technical requirements on ships. I'm assuming this is somewhat geared to help that, or to help your ship owning community. So when you look at your marine consultancy business, what does that entail? Well,
absolutely. Basically, we offer services such as fuel management services, fuel changeovers. There is advice out there on the market. People can consult with us and we can give them advice on changing over the fuel qualities in relation to IMO 2020, but also oil condition monitoring. I touched on this before with the lube oil testing, but I say we can look at the oil condition monitoring, look at the lifeblood of the engine, and not only the engine but also the hydraulics, the stern tube oil, and so on and so forth, and above all anticipate any problems. That's what we are doing. One set of results is okay on its own, but you need to see what patterns are developing and what wear metals are coming into the analysis so that we can give advice on that. But also we have inventory of hazardous materials, which every ship trading into the European Union, no matter what the flag, by the end of next year has to have an inventory of hazardous materials. Now this is for green ship recycling. When ships go to scrap, people that are scrapping the ship must know what hazardous materials are on there so that they can take appropriate precautions to make sure that their workers are safe and that there's no pollution. And once again, we offer that, but also keeping that inventory going, and so that if the ship has an up-to-date IHM statement of compliance, then when that owner comes to sell the ship, it's a lot easier to sell the ship with that certification.
David, again, we appreciate your time. I hope you have a good show.
Thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV.